name is Ciarra Lashaune. Thank you so much for clicking my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my top podcasts for Christians. At least for me. I wouldn't say for all Christians, but personally for me, what works for me, and I'm going to share them with you, and maybe you'll listen and you'll actually really enjoy and thank me later. For starters, I'm going to start off with something for the ladies, which is Demoss Wolgemuth. She has a podcast. I know that when I first started listening to her, the name of her ministry was Revive Our Hearts, and there was actually, I found it through an app, so I don't know if there's still an app or not, but if you look for Revive Our Hearts on the App Store, you might be able to find it. But also you could just type in her name on podcast, Demoss Wolgemuth, or I don't know what she goes by now. I believe just Nancy Wolgemuth. She recently got married, so that's why it's kind of like confusing. But I'll put her link in the description below so that you can connect with her. Also, I love to learn, so I just love growing. That's just one of the things about me. Like, you would think that I'm already a professional because I know all of the professionals in my field, you know, and that's how it is with anything that you want to do. It's like, you know who are the professionals in your field. If you want to be, you know, a model, you have your favorite model. So for me, I want to do ministry, so I have my favorite ministry leaders. So one of my favorite ministry leading podcasts is Carey Nieuwhof, and like I said, I'm going to have everything below, but each week Carey Nieuwhof has some new content for leaders, and it is amazing. I lead a ministry at my campus, and I mean, just even leading this ministry here, online ministry, and I also lead other ministries as well. So listening and staying connected to Carey Nieuwhof has really helped. He has guest interviews every week pretty much, and he has guests, and they all are very dynamic, so different, and you just never know what you're gonna learn, but you're always learning something. It's like you're always learning something new. So I highly suggest Carey Nieuwhof. He's probably my top podcast right now, for sure. So Carey Nieuwhof Leadership Podcast. If you're interested in ministry and eventual leadership in ministry, definitely check out Carey Nieuwhof. You will absolutely love his content. Another leadership podcast that I'm in love with is Brian Houston's. So Brian Houston of Hillsong, and also Carey Nieuwhof has a church too. It's Connexus Church. He's out of Canada, but I love Brian Houston, who is basically the founder of Hillsong Church out of Australia, and he has a podcast which is also a leadership podcast, and I'm going to put it below as well. It's so great. His podcast is really great because Brian is the type of person, he doesn't beat around the bush. So like when he interviews different people, it's like he's so deep and honest, and he really, you know, when he interviews these different Christian leaders, because a lot of these leadership podcasts that I listen to, they're interviewing other Christian leaders, so you learn what to do in your ministry. And so, but with Brian, he's so real and honest when he's interviewing other leaders. I know I listened to one where he was interviewing Mark Driscoll, and it was like one of the most honest conversations I ever heard. He was not afraid to ask the hard questions. He wasn't afraid to really, you know, do things that other people might think would be offensive, but he was actually really open with the interview. And even if disagreements did arise, he wasn't afraid to ask those hard questions. So I really like that, because there's a transparency about Brian Houston that I super admire in his content. My other favorite podcast is, of course, who I worked for, the team I worked for, and the team I continue to love, which is Trackstarz. If you are into Christian hip hop, if you are youth, or you might even be not youth, you might even be older, but if you're interested in urban Christian music, urban Christian ministry, I highly suggest listening to Trackstarz Radio. They also have a YouTube channel. I'll put all their information below as well. But stay connected to Trackstarz, because they have super cool interviews with like the hottest Christian hip hop artists. They also have events. So really follow them on Instagram as well. Stay connected to Trackstarz. They're super cool. You know, if you want to chase after God without feeling like there's so many rules and you have to listen to this type of music and this thing and you have to do this, if you stay connected to Trackstarz, they introduce you to the hottest in Christian hip hop music, and it's not whack. I promise you, it's not corny. It's a lot of good content. Actually, the topics that they discuss are real. They talk about real, honest stuff. They go in very, very transparent, very honest. So I suggest you listen to Trackstarz. Check them out. Check out their podcast. Those are my top podcasts for now. Those are the podcasts that I've been listening to. So stay connected to Nancy, Demoss, Wolgemuth, Carey Nieuwhof, Brian Houston, and Trackstarz. Stay connected to them, and I think that out of one of those, at least, you'll find something that you'll really enjoy as a Christian. We're always trying to find new things, new content, new entertainment, other than watching sermons 24/7, or, you know, and that's okay if you do that, or, you know, but there's so much out there as far as ways to grow, and it doesn't have to be boring or feel like a duty. Check out these podcasts. If you have any other suggestions or comments, place them below, so maybe you can actually help someone else find a good podcast. I'm not the queen of podcasts. I'm not claiming to be. This is just what I listen to. So you might have your own that you enjoy. Share them with me because I'm interested. So go ahead, comment below. Let us know. Let's connect. And I love y'all so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's keep holding on to this connection and community that we have here on my channel. I love you so much, and God loves you even more.